I am not necessarily known for having the safest practices in the wood shop. But I got to thinking, does personal protective equipment even matter? Will it even prevent a catastrophic injury? Or are we all just sheep following the fear-mongering of big safety? In this video, I rented a $200,000 high-speed camera to find out what PPE can do and can't do. Despite my best efforts, no product in this video is sponsored, and the first thing I'm going to be testing is this Milwaukee helmet with face shield, which I believe retail for about 140 bucks. So this thing better stop a freaking nail.
Ooh, I am glad I put this shield up for the first time. That came right back at me. That's pretty good, actually.
It looks cool.
I took it right off the face.
This first experiment was even cooler than expected. The nail came in like a rifled .556 round and turned the face shield into a Salvador Dali painting before just bouncing off harmlessly. So that was pretty successful, but whoever fires just one nail into their face mask, I want to see how much abuse this can take.
Okay, slomo's ready.
Fuck. Scary.
This time, the nail came out with roughly the same form as me attempting a forward flip off the low dive, but then turned the face mask into another one of those acid trips that Neo had in The Matrix, but still, no harm to the face shield.
I want to know how many it takes to break it, though. Like, is it one of those things that once you have a stress fracture, you can't use it anymore, or can you, like, keep hammering it? Ooh.
Nice. Okay.
This time, we finally inflicted a little bit of damage, but the 3-inch ring shank could really only get prom night penetration and just couldn't get past the tip.
Did you get it?
I didn't. I was hiding behind the gun. I think it got it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
It just didn't go through.
It's cool, though.
Now, if Milwaukee had returned my emails and actually agreed to sponsor this video, this is where I would have likely stopped, called this a successful integration, and cashed my check. However, since they didn't want to have anything to do with me, I was determined to destroy this face mask, so I just kept firing rounds into it again and again, and every time it just kept ricocheting, and it's only my strict ethics that's allowing me to share that, yeah, this is actually a pretty good product, and this PPE in particular actually does work. But I am potentially reserving the right to someday in the future just using this footage and covering the Milwaukee logo with a blacktail logo in post and selling a Temu version of this on my website.
I think that's a good testimonial for that brand that will hopefully pay me for a slow-mo video. Cool. All right. I'm sold.
Let's be realistic. Not everyone can afford $140 just to save your eyeballs. So I have some safety glasses ranging in price from under $1 to about $30 and some hyper-realistic eyeballs. Let's see what happens.
Oh, fuck.
Got it.
Oh.
Nice hit.
I think it went through.
As it turns out, my decision to use an egg to replicate what would happen in a real-world accident was technically correct, but only if you actually happen to have an egg under your safety glasses, because no, I don't think that is actually what would happen to your eyeball, but it does look pretty cool, and that nail actually did not penetrate the glasses at all.
Yeah, let me go get some difference. I'll go grab a few glasses. This will be a good test, actually. Where'd I hit?
Oh, I think it grazed. Yeah, kind of went flat.
These safety glasses cost about 80 cents and outfit what I'm guessing is about 90% of the high school woodshop students. And my theory is they do a better job at protecting the administration being sued than actually protecting the children's eyeballs. But again, we're going to put that to the test.
Go through eggs pretty quick like this.
What if you just put it right next to it?
All right.
Yeah, there you go, at that weird angle.
Good?
Yeah.
I'm not piling on Milwaukee just because they refuse to sponsor me here, but I think the sights on this nail gun must be off because I grew up shooting nail guns out in the back 40, and I am a crack shot. There is no way I missed that shot from that close unless the sights are way off.
Here's a shot of it there. All right, I gotta get it right.
Just a little broken, or
It's just a scratch. It's not even cracked. All right, I gotta get one where we get it right in the middle, though. The nail's sitting up there.
All right, I think finally this shot conclusively proves that these cheap piece of shit glasses actually do a really good job at protecting your eyes. I did not see that coming, if I'm being honest. So 80 cents for the win.
That's a hit.
Wow. Direct hit for sure. It didn't go through though.
Nope. It's just a little scratch.
Wow.
Cool.
So is the egg your eyeball? Is that what's gonna happen?
I think if your eyeball has a thin shell around it, then yes. Otherwise, I think your eye's probably gonna be fine. I feel like you might just get like a black eye.
Yeah.
Or maybe like a bruised cornea or
All
something.
right, who wants to test it?
Just saying, I'm getting pretty good at this, Scott. Have we talked about your bonus yet?
I guess any good experiment needs a control, and I have a fairly good idea what's going to happen to this egg, but let's see what happens when we shoot a nail with no glasses.
Got it.
If that first test with the face shield was prom night penetration, then this test was Mormon wedding night domination. No bed shaking required. It had occurred to me that my experiment with the eggs might be slightly flawed, or maybe it occurred to Scott and he pointed out. Either way, who can remember? The important thing is we decided that adding a little bit of weight behind those glasses might have more of an impact. So here is the control where that nail goes straight through the back of it. Definitely not a shot that I just missed. I did that shot on purpose just for the control.
We okay shooting head on?
yeah.
You guys think this will change anything?
Nope.
Scott?
I feel like you might get one trick.
All right.
Do it.
Am I out of frame?
You're out of my frame, yep.
Oh, shit.
Huh?
That was the different lens that I was looking at, or that I was aiming for. But it's a direct hit.
Once again, this nail comes in with a direct hit to the eyeball and just bounces off like that bullet bounces off Superman's eyeball in that one terrible movie. And I know that doesn't narrow down because they are all terrible movies. In fact, the entire Superman franchise is the worst franchise in the history of superhero franchises. It's how lazy of a writer do you have to be to just say that my superhero does everything better than every other superhero? And that is saying something, because a comic book has like 6 words per page, so to be the worst writer in the history... Okay, there's another one bouncing off like Superman's eyeball. Anyway, sorry about that. Moving forward, Superman sucks. One thing that you should never underestimate about me is my desire to simulate hurting a child in a high school wood shop. So I was determined to see this through, and I finally found the weak spot on these 80-cent safety glasses. And I told you I was a crack shot, so I was clearly aiming for this spot. And if you go right between the lens and the frame, you can actually sneak this nail through and just barely scratch the nose. So even in the worst case scenario, these cheap glasses actually still do a really good job at protecting the face, and you'll probably just get a minor cut.
It still didn't even go in that far.
Yeah.
It's like a quarter inch into the melon, which isn't particularly hard.
Pretty sweet.
Okay, I like it.
I have to imagine there's already a European in the comment section typing out how this is the most American video ever for wasting all these resources. So I found a way to make it even more American.
Whenever you're ready.
Oh,
Yep.
I did not expect that.
Yeah, it's very messy.
For those of you that don't know what this is a gun that fires salt to kill bugs in your house, so you can keep your wife or girlfriend happy and feel patriotic at the same time.
Look at it.
That's cool.
So what exactly are we testing with this one?
Scott, I mean, this is another tool that we have around the shop. We need to know what it would do to an egg. I don't know.
You never know.
How often do we have Chris here?
This is the episode that Mythbusters dropped the ball on not making. Can you replicate the Happy Gilmore shot hitting Mr. Larson in the skull through the hard hat?
Okay.
Good?
Yep.
Not even close. Look at that.
Got it?
Oh, they hit it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, cool.
I have to think, with as good as those safety glasses performed, even the cheap ones, that a hard hat should easily handle this challenge, but I also don't want to believe that I've been lied to all these years by Happy Gilmore.
Probably more like from here. Ooh.
You get it?
I got the melon.
Got it.
It is worth mentioning that Happy Gilmore was using an air-powered nail gun. He also had the safety guard removed, so there's nothing to say that he couldn't have made some other performance modifications to get a few more feet per second out of it.
Sideways. Cool kid do it.
I decided that if I held the gun like Denzel on training day, I might have a little bit more success, but no matter how I held it, I generally missed, but when I did hit, it just kept bouncing off again and again, and sure, it looks super cool under slow motion, but what I need is I need that Mr. Larson penetration. You know, don't take it like that. I need helmet penetration. That also doesn't sound good for some reason. Anyway, I just want to shoot a nail through this helmet.
Scott, is it too soon to make a reference to that one famous Vietnam photo?
I don't know if it's too soon. I just
Bad taste?
maybe.
Okay, well, I definitely won't make that then. This is where I'll catch one in the foot to make up for that. Ready?
Yep.
We're gonna get this one. Yeah!
I finally freaking did it, and it actually looks almost identical to Mr. Larson's helmet. If you look at that penetration, it is just right inside the helmet. It's almost identical, but there was kind of a surprise ending to this because when I flipped the helmet around, I found out that it still just barely went past the surface, which means that Mr. Larson actually didn't get a nail embedded in his skull. And I actually have a theory now that this was all an elaborate insurance scam by Mr. Larson to get workman's comp. While we had everything set up, I figured it was worth a shot to try this on the Blacktail brand Temu safety helmet, and sure enough, worked perfectly. I still wasn't convinced that hard hats actually make that big of a difference, so I had another test in mind.
Damn it. It probably still look cool coming apart.
If you're wondering what $37 of Harbor Freight tools looks like thrown off the roof onto a $7 hard hat, here you go. And yeah, I kind of missed my mark. I was a little disappointed with that, but I got some more ideas.
Okay, first test.
All right, I'm good.
Chris,
Good.
here we go.
That was probably the most realistic test in this entire video, and it was freaking stupid. I can't believe I wasted my time. I can't believe I wasted your time with that. I mean, a tape measure on a hard hat? Who gives a shit? Come, I will do better. Let's go. What else we got?
All right, this one might be excessive or maybe a little unrealistic. Oh, we got one. We
I got one back here.
Huh?
That one tried to take my leg out.
You got two in the helmet.
I did?
Yeah.
That's cool.
When I was prototyping my Damascus marking knife with the steel manufacturer, we had a couple of failures, and that was okay because they led to a slightly better version. But then we had a few more failures, and more after that, and it was good in the end because each one of these failures led to a better and better version of the Damascus marking knife, ending up with what I think is a fantastic product today, but I also ended up with a giant drawer full of all of these failures, so I thought, might as well have a little bit of fun with them.
Let's do a pipe wrench. A pretty good hit.
The pipe wrench was another pretty realistic and yeah, pretty good test to show you that hard hats actually do make a difference and you should wear them on the job site, but just doesn't really look that cool. So let me see what else I got.
Yep, that'll look cool.
That is more like it. Now, I don't exactly know what I'm testing here other than maybe somebody had a giant box of oversized nuts up on the scaffolding and dropped it on your hard hat. Either way, you're going to be fine, and I will tell you, we are going to find the breaking point of these hard hats. That is coming up next.
All right. This will be a thud.
Oh yeah.
Ready? Chris, you good?
Good to go.
I almost forgot. We need a control before we show you what happens with the hard hat. So here is a perfectly ordinary melon, a 25-pound weight, and yeah, it doesn't fare too well, but it does, again, look pretty cool in super slow motion. So without any further hesitation, this is what happens when you drop 25 pounds on a melon with a hard hat.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That's gonna be good. Wow.
Now we finally got a failure.
So the only thing to not do so far is to drop a giant exercise weight on your head.
Yeah.
That was pretty great.
Yeah. It looks good?
Yeah, pretty
Nice.
great. It like explodes the helmet.
The more I watch this, the less sure I am that this is an actual failure, because the helmet kind of does what it's supposed to do. It kind of breaks apart, absorbs the load, and sure, this soft melon gets cracked, but I think your head might actually be okay. Maybe you have a little bit of neck pain, but that's really not that bad.
All right, this one costs 50% more. Is it gonna be any better?
About 50% better.
All right, coming in. Ooh,
Wow.
50% worse.
If you couldn't hear what I was saying, this helmet actually costs 50% more than that initial white one, and I do think that it did about 50% worse actually. This one, I would be much less confident having this dropped onto my skull, but again, there's a ton of variables in there. I might have landed in a worse spot on this one than that white one. This is not a perfect experiment, I get that, but please definitely still leave me the comments explaining everything I did wrong. I feel like right here I have a really decent Florida Man starter kit for a front yard. If I could cap it off with maybe a school bus and some blue tarps, it would really pull it all together.
I think this is a mid between the red one, so I think it was like 15 bucks. So twice as much as the white one. Oh.
I'm starting to think that these hard hats are kind of like the safety glasses in that they won't prevent you from having a bad day, but they might enable you to have more bad days in the future, because this is pretty freaking impressive. You can drop a 25-pound steel weight from about 18 feet up, and I don't know that you'd walk away from it, but I don't think it'd kill you. So I think this, whatever, $15 hard hat, actually a pretty good deal.
All right, yellow test 2.
I don't know that reusing the same helmet is the best test, because if you work in a hard hat environment and you take a shot like this on the head, or your coworker takes a shot like this on the head and they try to reuse the same helmet, I really think you need to talk to your OSHA rep or something, but we'll test it anyway.
I think it's a better helmet. I really like this hat, Scott.
It's a nice helmet. It's a shame you gotta drop a weight on it.
Then
It
again,
was a nice helmet.
yeah, well, we'll see. Ready?
Ready.
If you had any eggs left, they're gone.
That's fair.
Like I mentioned earlier, this helmet was over $100, so it should outperform those $7 and $15 helmets, and I do think at least in this test it performed slightly better, but I think the real star of the show is this visor, because look at that thing, it gets completely flattened out and still doesn't break.
Oh yeah, it's a little squishy.
That's still though, like nothing on the top, it's just friction. Oh, we got some broken foam. We lost our ID tag.
Would you recommend it?
I don't know, it depends if it,
Pending a sponsor.
yeah, pending a sponsorship, best helmet I've ever used. If not, might as well just get the $7 one.
Despite what I thought going into these tests, I think what I learned in the end is that basically all PPE is better than no PPE, so you might as well just wear the most comfortable protection you can afford, whether it's that $7 hard hat or the $150 hard hat. And they weren't released yet when I did these tests, but the most comfortable glasses that I've tried are from Shop Shades. And this is not sponsored, but I do like to support other creators here, and I can't promise they're any more protective than the ones I tested, but they are way more comfortable, which dramatically increases the chance of me actually wearing them. And who knows, maybe John will decide to sponsor me someday. Unlike those goddamn ungrateful Milwaukee people whose email I can't find.